So Canada is going through an extreme recession right now, which is not reflected in GDP. So I met a person yesterday at Tim Hortons. He approached me. He asked like whether I'm working somewhere or so, right? Whether there are any job openings or not. So I told him that the place where I work, there are no job openings. So he shared that he used to work at a bank and he was laid off 4 months ago. So for the last 4 months, he has not been able to find any job at all, any job at all. Every day he's trying to apply to 10, like he said, like his choice is to only find a desk job. That's it, right? So I told him at this time, the economy is going through a dire situation. Find whatever type of job you can, right? First to support yourself. So he mentioned that he was blessed with a baby 6 months ago. So he was natively from India. So his wife had to go back to India because they were not able to support themselves, right? And he seemed to be very, very stressed, right? So this is not the situation of only one person I met, right? Go to any Tim Hortons, go to any park, everywhere you will see similar faces and all, people facing joblessness and all. And the current government is completely out of touch. So it has invited like maybe 2 million students in the last 3, 4 years, 2 million international students. And why it has invited so many? Because it is getting 50,000, at least 50,000 each from each of that students, right? And now it has invited 400K students more. What is the plan of Canadian government to ensure each of the students that come, they will be able to support themselves? What is the plan of Canadian government to make sure the students who are graduating from high school, they will be able to support themselves through summer. They will be able to do summer jobs and all. If they will not be able to do summer jobs, they will not be able to get into the industry later on, right? What is the plan to make sure students who are graduating from the universities, Canadian students, right, or Canadians, they are able to get a job? What is the plan of the Canadian government to see if there is no international student coming in, there is no fee that's coming in from international students, how would the universities run, right? So that shows the current government does not have any plan at all, right? So what I think the government would be much better in a much better situation if the current government doesn't do anything, right? Doesn't do anything, like doesn't open any gates, doesn't do anything, or doesn't create any policies and all. Canada would be in a much better situation. But what should we do right at this time? I think we should just speak out. We should share these videos. You should create your own video, share it. I think they already know this, but still, I'm not sure whether they're deaf or something like the current government. And but anyways, this is at least what we could do. Some days we will need to get on to the roads and all and protest also, right, against the policies of the current government, the way they have handled the situation and all. And this should also set an example for the next governments also, right? So we should be aware of the situation and we should raise our voice for the situation. We should talk in numbers, right? Again, the GDP, these numbers from some of the economists also are artificial numbers, right? Because when you see GDP, the GDP is still growing like by 1% or something or 2%, right? But when you talk about the paycheck of people or the savings, right? So the savings have shrunk by 35 to 40 to 50% in the last 2 years or 3 years. Now, how can the GDP grow when the savings have shrunk by 50%, right? So there is no reality between the numbers which these economists or the governments give and the numbers which people feel, right? So again, share your word, like share your feelings and make more of these videos, like my videos, share these so we can show it to the government that we are together and it should be there for the next government also, right? And we should be aware of our rights. We should be aware of the market situation. We should be aware of the situation from where Canada is going through. And we should try to good and help like our local communities also. So yeah, again, just want to make this video to highlight the stupidity of the current government. Thank you.